Welcome to the Epic Gaming Night Podcast, a podcast about the stories and relationships board games create. I'm your host, Roy Canny, and with me as always is Matt.
Hello.
And Rob.
Oh, man.
Boo.
I don't even know what's going on right now.
No, not the other one, man.
What's happening?
I liked your other intro.
Oh.
Hey.
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 Hey. Okay. Yeah, OBS is weird sometimes, guys, so we do these live, and, you know.
Well, I also came in late, so I apologize about that.
So, hey, it's all good. So, how you guys doing tonight? We were talking about Thanksgiving and how Matt's not excited.
Well, it's because he works retail.
Yeah.
Do Matt, do you remember Brandon? Me and Brandon were talking today. We're like, we're just glad we're not at Target right now.
Yeah, man. Good time.
Is Phil still at Target?
Yep.
I miss Phil. Phil, come play games with us, Phil. Good times. Awesome, guys.
I so wanted to say something right there.
I'm gonna cry, Choppy Rob. The life of living with Robert Newman is always fun. Hey,
Here's the thing,
tonight,
though.
tonight.
As like a realtor, it's not a problem for me to keep my mouth shut because like the idea of perjury and a felony and stuff like that scare me to death. But the idea that you'll be mad at me for a couple of days doesn't scare me so much. But felonies do. So I can keep my mouth shut all day when it comes to real estate stuff. So if you want to tell me something in secret, just hire me as your realtor first. You know, and you don't even have to buy anything. Just like Robert, whatever I tell you has to be in strict confidence. You can't repeat this. And I'm like, okay, cool.
Woohoo.
Woohoo!
But
Okay.
We haven't done that. So listen, guys.
Oh no.
Great show.
What was I gonna say? I don't even remember. Rob, you just got me flustered. Hey, today we're gonna be talking about gift games and giving gifts for Christmas and holiday season. So hey, it's about to be the gift selling time with all these retail stores selling games. So we figured it'd be a good time to talk about what gifts would be good for other people to get. But before that, I guess we can talk about news. I mean, I don't really have a whole lot of news. I want to remind everybody, hey, I'm going to be at PAX Unplugged, so make sure to hit me up at the Plaid Hat booth and the Dice Tower booth. I'm going to be at the Plaid Hat booth from 9 to 2:30. So, hey, if you want to come play Guardians, I'll teach you how to play Guardians, because that's what I'm going to be
Is
doing
that what
over
you're
there.
demoing?
Yeah. So, and I got the lowdown from Colin of like, hey, start with them with these cards and these setups and all that stuff. So I'm pretty excited. I like Guardians. I've taught it to a lot of people. I taught Sam how to play. I taught Marty how to play. I taught
me.
the Robert Newman, author extraordinaire, how to play the
That's
game.
done right.
So,
Oh, by the way, on that Instagram thing, I didn't comment, but I like the first one the best.
Right?
it reminds
Yeah.
me of J.R. Tolkien, which I thought was good too. So
Yeah. Anywho, sorry.
good times. But also make sure to go over to Rob's Instagram and let him know what his graphic design for his authorship should be.
Well, that's not even like the final stuff. That was like some free tool that I was playing with online, but now I'm meeting with this graphic designer tomorrow
Oh,
to
nice.
go over some stuff. And I have a whole brand new Twitter and Instagram and Facebook, and I'm getting a brand new website and all that stuff. That's not going to be writing.newman. It's going to be different. And some of you may have already received like a Facebook invite to like that page, but it's all coming along. But let's speak of Haba. Haba's got one of the best booths, friendliest booths. And can we say Haba's got the best bags? You
Oh,
can
yeah, for
buy
sure.
Regular Rhino Hero, the small little package, and they'll give you that huge bag. I still have my Haba bag hanging right there. It's so good. It's all ripped up and it's still holding strong.
Nice. Yeah.
Sorry.
I need to
Keith
buy
had
some more
me
Haba games
excited
just
about
because,
Haba.
like, me and my kids play games, but we'll, like, play them to death, and, like, it's always good to have something new and exciting. So it's like, oh, yeah, we've played that a bunch, so maybe we'll play something different. So I should definitely, like, buy a game for the kids while I'm there. So I'll have to stop
Christmas
by.
present. Write it off.
I know, right? I'll have to stop by and see the Haba booth because they love those games always. So
Oh, yeah.
Man.
awesome. I'm not
Matt,
sure what
did
other
you
news there
back
is.
Champions, Reavers.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I did.
I did too.
I'm glad they reached that final stretch goal for the double layered cardboard ships, so that you don't have tokens flying all over the place.
I backed it like at midnight last night because I got like a notification thing, like the 48-hour thing, and then
it's
I
getting
finally
close.
got to that email yesterday, and I was like, man, I don't even want to, but it's such a good deal.
Yeah.
Because if you try to buy all that stuff, all of it retail after the fact,
It's gonna be super expensive.
it'd be like almost double. And I got the mat.
You gotta
So
get
I
those
bought
mats,
you as
man.
well, Matt. I got the mat and
Oh,
that.
solid.
Yeah, you were only $25, so I was like,
Hey, man, I look forward to gainful employment. That's
but anyway,
Nice. But yeah, my brother just went to BGG Con, and he actually got a chance to play that. And then,
did you say it was good?
yeah, he said it was awesome. Like, I told him to go over there and play Champions of Midgard, and he ended up playing that and Champions of Midgard, and he liked it a lot. And our buddies over there talked him into buying like everything for Champions of Midgard, and I'm like, oh, that's not bad. It's not bad. But
No.
That's the way to do it now. Like, I won't play Champions without the expansions.
oh yeah, for sure, Valhalla especially, because being able to get those tokens and stuff.
Valhalla is, if you only had to choose one, that would be the one. But I even like the mountain one too.
Yeah. But yeah, he said people kept stopping him and like seeing his name tag and be like, "Oh,
Canada.
your last name's Canaday. Are you related to Roy Canaday?" I'm like, even my brother can't get out of the shadow. But it's kind of funny.
He's not even affiliated with anything.
Exactly. But I think he loved it secretly, so I can't really. I was like, dude, take
What
me
if-
to BGG Con. What the crap?
What if at like Dice Tower Con next year, I get a wig with like super spiky hair? Like I get a Goku wig.
Dude, people
then
call
you
me
and I
Rob
switch
half
name
the
tags.
time. I'm not sure if it's trolling or if it's what it is, but people still call
No,
me
but-
Rob half the time.
I put your name tag on, and people are gonna be like,
Slaughter.
"Man, Roy, you really let yourself go. Like, are you okay?" Like
Nice.
I'll shave down, I'll do the Joe Dirt beard and stuff like that, and I'm like, "Roy, is everything all right?" And I'm like,
You mean
"Look,
the
guys, this
beard
is
that
not-
you can't actually grow a beard? My life is hard, guys. I'm sorry. You can't actually grow proper facial hair
I'll
like a
take
normal
pictures with
man.
everybody. Like, this will be my happy face.
You gotta do you gotta point. Always point.
Yeah, you can do.
I don't know why I do that either. I don't even know.
My favorite
your-
thing
it's like
is when
your
you
Twitch.
see that picture of Nectophobia or whatever, and it's just a picture of the box, and then I look and I see your face in the reflection of the shrink on the thing, and you're making the face, and I'm like, Roy, you're not even in the photo.
I was in the photo,
As soon as
Rob.
that button's pressed, whether he's in it or not, it's just an automatic reaction.
I was like, sucks. I was like, man,
What's wrong with my picture photo, Matt?
it's fine. I just immediately was dying. I was like, why? Why is he making this face?
My face is stuck that way whenever light is reflected off of it into a camera lens. Matt,
Bro, it just gets close to board games, and it's just like.
hey, listen, I am prepared
Yeah.
at all times to have my photo taking face because someone got people to take pictures of me when I'm not looking. So I have to just be ready all the time.
That's fair. That's fair.
It happened one time.
It happened multiple times at that convention, at least. And then it was happening at Gen Con. The people were just taking pictures of me standing on the stairs. And I'm just like, why?
So Keith and Obsessive and all these other people, when you're at PAX, take awkward pictures of Roy when he's not paying
Why-
attention
why is
or
it
he's
still
talking
happening?
to somebody, or especially if he's like bent over picking something up, just take him. Get him. Get him while he's working it.
That's a super random question. Should I buy Startropolis?
Which one is
No.
that?
It's just a game where you build a space station, but it's like
How excited are you for that game?
What
man,
was
I
it
don't
saying?
know. I like
really
building
like.
stuff.
What
Okay,
was?
but are you more excited to play that game than all the other unplayed games behind you right now?
Oh my goodness.
No, and that's a good point.
There's
That's a
another.
very good
There's
point.
another star-based building game. That's a drafting game that I think you'd really like.
Matt, we have to
But
be
it's
strong
older.
for each other, man.
Okay. I don't know. I put it in like my cart like a week ago for like a late pledge, and then I was just
Uh-huh.
like, nah. And then I found myself pulling it back up because it's in the hotness currently for BGG.
Oh, nice. Does it actually
Sounds
look
like-
good, or
It looks fun.
Among the Stars is like a really good like spaceship building game, but it's like drafting. So everybody has like hands of cards that are pieces to build your space station, and you're drafting those cards. But it's like an older game, but it's like really good because like you have to have the correct resources to be able to build your different spaceship pieces. It's kind of like Seven Wonders, but you're building a spaceship. So it's kind of cool.
Isn't that it's the same company that does it's Stronghold, right?
Yeah. Well, I think Stronghold got the license to it after a while.
Gotcha.
Like it came out through another publisher first, but then Stronghold's like, this game is good, let's take it. So,
Okay.
because that's how Steven do. Steven's awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah, good stuff. Cool. So hey, have you guys played any games?
I played some family games. We took a picture. I don't know if you guys saw on Instagram. We played Animal Upon Animal.
Sweet.
We hadn't played that in forever.
Yeah.
What I mean forever. It was just like a few months. But anyway, it was a lot of fun. We were playing by the fire. It was like cold enough last night. We made a fire and we were playing. And man, we had a good time.
That's awesome.
So that's a great Haba game. If you guys don't know what Animal Upon Animal is,
which
everybody
animal
gets
is
one
your
of
kid's
each different
favorite?
animal, and you have to stack them depending on what you roll with the dice. You either stack 1, stack 2. You roll a question mark where they tell you what to stack, or you roll the hand and you get to hand an animal to somebody else and they have to stack it. But anyway, just yeah, it was a lot of fun. The girls loved it, and we all played and just had a good time.
Do your kids have a favorite animal of the animals in Animal Upon Animal?
My daughter always loves to start with the sheep.
Oh, nice.
She likes to build a bridge. So she wants to do a sheep on one side of the alligator. She wants one of us to do a sheep on the other, and then she wants to put a snake in between. She's like, we have to do a bridge.
Nice.
So
My kids, I think, like the animals too much, and they like having them. So I'm like, no, you're not supposed to knock it down. You're supposed to try to get rid of your animals. And they're like, no, I want to knock it down so I can get more animals.
Riley's that way. She's like, I don't care. Like if she knocks it down because she likes.
She's like, now I have all the animals. Oh,
Yeah.
I mean, you lose. Okay.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah. I currently have the regular Animal Upon Animal version, where I think is easier to do. But for a little while, I had the Animal Upon Animal Balancing Bridge, which had a lot of like safari animals in it, which was pretty cool. But it had like a little bit more complex rules. So I was like, I want just the regular version because it's easier to play with just rolling the die and stuff like that. Like that one was all like, hey, you get these cards and you're trying to make it so that the structure has these types of animals touching each other. And it's just kind of like, okay. But I traded that one away for a bunch of games because apparently it's super rare. Good times.
Sweet.
But what was I going to say? So for me, I played a game with my family as well. We played Flashpoint Fire Rescue. Have you ever played Flashpoint Fire Rescue, Rob?
Nope. I sold my copy like a year ago.
Oh, nice. Yeah, it is like a firefighter game where you start with this house that's on fire, and there's all these like people inside the house. They're like little question mark, like circle tokens that are in the house, but you're not sure if it's a person there. So you're like, I think there might be a person there. You have to go in there, get to the different question marks, flip it over, see if it's like a person or if it's just like noise you heard and it wasn't actually a person. And you're trying to rescue a certain amount of people to win the game. I mean, you can change the difficulty with like how much fire starts in the house and how many hot spots there are. But each person has a firefighter with different special abilities. Some will get extra actions to put out fires. Some will get actions to be able to look at those tokens. Some will get extra actions for movement and things like that. And you're all trying to work together to go in there and get the people before the fire burns the building down. Because whenever it's the end of your turn, you roll a black D6 and a red D8, and it'll put more fire in the building based on this little grid. And if fire appears where fire already is, there will be an explosion, and the fire will just like multiply. Kind of like an outbreak in Pandemic. It just goes everywhere. And you're trying to make it so that the fire doesn't consume the whole building and make it structurally unstable so that the building falls down. And you also don't want it to actually kill too many of the people you're trying to save. So, but yeah, it was a ton of fun. And my kids actually did pretty good. Like they're figuring out what they want to do with all the stuff. It's all like always like, hey, well, you can't just move your person wherever you want. You gotta move these many spaces. Do you want to go here? Do you want to go there? Trying to give them their options and let them make the choices of what they want to do. But yeah, super fun game, and I think it's one that I'm definitely going to continue to hang on to because it's just
Sweet.
a solid cooperative game. You know?
I just never got it to the table.
Yeah. It's just one of those like family weight cooperative games. It's just really easy to play, and it's like an honorable theme, being firefighters trying to save people. So good stuff. Did you get to mess around with anything, Matt?
Yeah, we got 2 more games at Charterstone doing.
Oh, nice.
That game picks up a lot. Because the very next game added some stuff, and we were like, okay. We're looking around, unlocking boxes, you know. We're like, yeah. And now it's to the point where we just have, like, a bunch of cubes and, like, a ton of meeples, and there's, like, a whole lot of stuff going on.
Mm-hmm.
And we just unlocked something that was sort of hidden that was really interesting to get to pull out, but we haven't gotten to play with it yet. So, and it changes the game in sort of a really unique and interesting way. So I'm thoroughly enjoying playing through Charterstone. And I might be able to see myself playing through it again, because even though I know what's coming, the way things unlock is very interesting, because you'll open a crate, and then that crate number corresponds to something in this big codex. And then the codex tells you what cards to draw. So unless you have it pretty much memorized, or if you knew, oh, cool, I opened this, and then that unlocked this, you have a whole lot of opportunity to just be like, cool, let me open a crate. And then you're like, okay, cool. And then that unlocked this thing, and you're like, that was not what I thought it was going to do. Huh. So it actually seems like a legacy game to me that would be replayable, unlike all the other ones I've played so far. So
that's awesome.
It's pretty cool. Pretty cool.
Sweet.
Yeah, man.
I also got to I put up a post being like, hey, does anybody want to play Keyforge over Skype? I put it up on like the Keyforge board, and it's kind of funny because one of the guys that I used to play Redemption with back in the day actually wanted me to help him teach him how to play Keyforge. So it was really kind of cool. This is like a guy that's actually Mike or Michael. We called him the Deck Doctor or the Quadrate. It was like a super cool guy. Like he was a really big part of the community back in the day. And like it was kind of cool because what he would do is they'd call him the Deck Doctor, and you could go there like to the Nationals convention, and he'd be just set up and just helping kids like redo their deck and explain to them like, hey, this is good or this is bad. And the first Nationals I went to, I actually remember running into this guy, and after playing a few games, he's like, okay, well, let's look at your deck and see, okay. And it actually was a big influence on like actually helping me do better deck design in card games. Like back in the day, and this was like when I was terrible at Redemption.
Shout out to you, Mike.
Yeah, exactly. Michael Turnage. So is like it was pretty cool that I like got to teach him Keyforge. We just played like a couple of the rounds, and then I had to like run and take a phone call. But it was pretty cool to like catch up with him. And after I started playing, like I kept getting a ton of people being like, I want to play. And I'm like, ah. But it was cool. It was interesting. Playing over Skype might be a little bit difficult with this game because I don't really know the cards, and it's hard to actually know the cards because, you know, in a lot of these CCGs, you'll be like, okay, these are the cards that get played a lot, and people build decks around these cards all the time. Well, in Keyforge, the entire card pool is always going to be in play sometimes, so it's just kind of like it's going to be in someone's deck somewhere. But yeah, Keyforge has been interesting. Like, since they actually released it, like, it's exploded hardcore. There's a ton of people playing it, and there are decks with certain combos. So there's like this 4 horsemen combo. It's like a combo where if you get one of the horsemen in the algorithm, you'll get all 4. And there's some decks, and they're pretty decent because they're just strong creatures. But there's some decks that have like double of that combo in it.
Oh.
So it just has a ton of the 4. It like has 8 horsemen instead of just 4 horsemen because it's got 2 of each. And those decks are going for thousands of dollars on eBay.
No, they're not.
Thousands of dollars.
But nobody's buying that.
No, I mean people are bidding thousands of dollars on eBay. There's one of those decks that's up to $2,000. There was another one I saw that was up to like 1,000 euros, and I'm just like.
And it has these stupid special cards.
Yeah, it's just a variant of like a special card. It's like normally, okay, some people have like one of each of the Four Horsemen. That's cool. It's like a good combo. Well, some people pulled a deck that has two of them, and they just put it up on eBay, and people are going crazy about it. So it's kind of interesting that there's like this whole deck secondhand market where people have to buy like a whole deck.
Yeah.
So I don't know what that means for like the life of the game, if people are willing to spend that much money, or if it's just a thing that's gonna come and burn out. But I think it's kind of interesting, like the whole way the game works. I definitely like it much more on a casual level of just getting some decks and randomly playing them against each other instead of being like, let's buy the best deck. But the way the tournament scene works is that if you win tournaments with your deck, they put chains on it. So so it's kind of like a handicap for you where it'll be harder for you to win the next tournament. But you can still play with it. It's just kind of interesting. So yeah, they don't necessarily ban specific decks. It's just if you win with that deck at tournaments, you're going to get more chains and more chains and more chains. And maybe it gets to the point where you're like, hey, I won this big tournament with this deck where I got to draw a whole bunch less cards than everybody else, and I still pulled it out and made it happen. But eventually you'll get to the point where that deck is no longer actually viable just because it's chained down so much. It's kind of an interesting concept. But yeah, Keyforge, I'm excited to play more on a casual level, not on a spend $2,000 on eBay level.
Yeah.
Nope.
It's
fun. It's fun.
I'd rather buy some of the games on this list than that.
Cool. I got it on my list. It's fine.
That $2,000 is what I'm saying.
Oh, yeah. I could buy all the games on my list. Easy. Maybe both lists. Easy, both lists. Cool. Well, I guess if we want to get into it, we're going to do our top 5 games to give away for the holiday, and then the top 5 games that we actually won ourselves. Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun. Which games would you like? Which games do you want? And which games will you give to a friend? Top 5 games. Da, da, da.
Cool. So, hey, Rob.
Thanks for that bump, Rob.
We're first doing our top 5 games to give away to awesome people. So,
we're going to give you it first.
Rob, what's your number 5?
So my number 5 is actually 5 and 6.
Oh.
And you can't stop me because I'm going to say them both at the same well, not at the same time because I can't do that.
It's fine. I have a double one further up in my list too. So.
So, all right, I will say this. Number 6, 5.5 is Tiny Epic Zombies.
Oh, yeah.
Good game, great company, a lot of fun. Really cool stuff, love the map. But 5.0, like 5.0, and if somebody wants to buy this for me, I won't say no, because Mr. 5.0, Thanos Rising. Thanos Rising is a game that came out earlier this year where it's a complete co-op game where everybody is working together to fight Thanos. It is in complete honorage and a spin-off from the movie. So, spoiler alert, everybody dies. If you haven't seen it by now, well, sorry.
Dude, man, I'm excited about the next movie too, though.
Everybody dies. But Thanos Rising, it was a lot of fun. I think what jaded me too on it, liking it so much, is I think if I get my own copy, I have to do the HeroClix characters just because that was
so much
cool.
fun. Yeah.
In addition to that, but Thanos Rising was a lot of fun, and I think it's an easy game to teach, and I think it's a great gift game because if you're playing with other people, it's one of those games where everybody has to work together.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there is no solo win. You either all win or you all lose.
Yeah.
And we played a full game in like under 30 minutes, definitely.
Yeah.
And that was with teaching rules to new players and stuff like that. So, anyway, my number 5, Thanos Rising.
I think the funny thing about the HeroClix thing is, that was actually Timothy Gay's idea towards me, and I had posted a picture of it. I was like, "Oh, I got Thanos Rising." Trevor gave it to me, yay! And he's like, "You gotta upgrade those tokens with HeroClix," and I'm like, I have all these characters already. I just literally put them in the game. So I just had like really old school HeroClix. So hey, they're kind of really old school poses of those characters, but it's still pretty funny. Awesome. Should I go into mine, Matt?
Yeah.
Cool.
Or are we trying to buy Matt some time?
Always.
I filled out this section of the top 5. I need to figure out what my wish list is.
Cool.
Okay.
Awesome. So I got my number 5 is a game that I just talked about. I think this would be a great stocking stuffer, just because it's like $10. You can get these for like online. You can get these for like $8. That just Keyforge decks are super cheap, and it'd be great to just throw in somebody's stocking. And I mean, I'd love to have a Keyforge deck in my stocking just because it's super random. And you get all these crazy named decks, and it's just cool to open up a randomly named deck and get a new deck with different cards and have something you can casually play with other people. And who knows, if you get like the Double Four Horsemen, you can just put it up on eBay and then buy like 30 more sets of them, I guess.
Yeah.
Good times.
All right, Colin.
I know Colin is super big into it, but
He's hardcore.
we keep messaging back and forth about it, so I'm not necessarily helping him. I wish he was going to PAX Unplugged because I'd be like, let's throw down. But I'm gonna throw down with a bunch of other people there too. Challenge me to Keyforge and Pogs. I'm gonna have my Pogs too. So let's throw some Pogs too. Awesome, Matt, number 5.
My number 5 is One Night Ultimate Werewolf.
Yes.
Just because I think it's a game that most people will like, and it's a game that most people will enjoy. And I've tried to gear my top 5 towards games that I could give to a family member and then teach them how to play it, and then it just goes.
Do you think you would suggest any of the other versions besides just regular, or does it depend on the complexity of like how big of a gamer they are?
Yeah, definitely that. Because I was thinking about Deception, because Deception is also a really good game that I would recommend to people. However, Deception has a bit more rules. So if you knew somebody was a gamer and was likely to read the rules and would enjoy playing the game, absolutely go for Deception. But if it's somebody who is maybe just trying to get into it or something, like One Night Ultimate Werewolf's like, hey man, just download an app and then tell it what you're playing with. It'll give you a couple of pre-mades that run pretty well, and then just put your head down and do what it says, and then start yelling together. And it couldn't be simpler. And it's a game that creates a lot of fun and interesting memories.
Yeah, for sure. I actually got rid of my copy because every single time I look at One Night Ultimate Werewolf, I'm just like, Deception calls my name. So I have to make it so hard. But yeah, that's awesome. It's awesome. Cool. Number 4, Rob.
Man, sorry, I was distracted. I was looking at this Kickstarter on this other game. It looks really cool. My number 4 is, it's already been mentioned, Keyforge. Keyforge, it's fun, it's light, it's cheap. You can get it to the table, not expensive, and that's the problem. It will possibly become your drug of choice because it's only $10. It's only $10. It's
Would
only
you
$10.
like one more?
And then several $10 later, you're in trouble. But it is a lot of fun. I do like the randomness of it. They have gotten in trouble a little bit so far with some of their random names. They've had to recall some packs.
Hey, but if you get a terrible name, you get 2 packs in return. Or you could sell that terrible name on eBay and probably get even more than 2 packs.
You know what's really interesting? When you sent that picture across, Roy, that was not what I was expecting.
Yeah. I saw one today.
Worse.
It's just probably not that bad, but I saw one today. What was it? The lady who gracefully looks for wood. What? The lady who gracefully looks for wood. That's weird.
Oh, God. I love that so much.
But I like every time somebody posts, like I follow the Keyforge group. Every single time somebody posts, like, "Oh no, here's another edgy name," I'm just like, yes. I don't know why. I get a kick out of it.
No, it's solid.
Yeah.
It's solid.
So that's my number 4.
So my number 4 is kind of a super interesting game. This is one you can actually get at Target or like your friendly local big box store or friendly local game store as well. This is the Choose Your Own Adventure House of Danger. So if you're like a big fan or you have a friend or family member that's like a big fan of like the old school Choose Your Own Adventure books, this would be like a great gift, and it's super easy and light to play, and parents can probably play it with their kids pretty easily. I played it with mine. And it's basically a game where you're just going through different cards, like going through different numbers and doing different choices, do a couple cute little skill checks, but it's like based off of the old school Choose Your Own Adventure book called House of Danger, where there's just all sorts of crazy stuff going on. I don't want to spoil the story, but it's like super inexpensive. It's like $20 for the game. It's not very replayable, but it's a super fun thing to just play through real quick, and it was a really good experience. We played it on our car ride to Gen Con with the guys I rode with, and we had a blast playing it. It's definitely a memorable game. So, Choose Your Own Adventure, House of Danger. And if either of you wants to borrow my copy, let me know.
Okay. Will do.
Matt's like, no. I think that's what that just was.
I'm trying to read a bunch of stuff at the same time. But my number 4, to not necessarily drag the show along, is Sagrada.
Yeah.
It's a game that I think has fallen off a number of people's radars just because it kind of came out, it was like, yeah, and then it's sort of like, oh, it's Sudoku kind of, and it was like, okay, cool, bye. But no, that game's just good fun. Doesn't take a long time to play. It, I don't know. If you know somebody who likes Sudokus or just puzzles or numbers.
And you get to draft candy-colored dice.
Yeah.
Stained glass.
And that's one of the other things. Super simple rules, easy to teach, easy to comprehend. Another thing to sort of, I don't know, get you. It's a game that I feel like if I gave it to somebody I know who wasn't into gaming, it's a game that would probably make its way back to the table, as opposed to being like, hey, here's Gloomhaven. I'll see you next year. And I'll be like,
I really wanted. It's also a really popular game because I keep wanting to like buy it and like show it to my parents because my mom or my dad's really big into actually making stained glass stuff. It seems like the kind of game that they could play together, but it's just always sold out. Like we'll go to a game store together and it's just never there. They're like, oh, we don't have it. We sold all that. Or hey, we have one copy, but somebody reserved it. And I'm like, cool. I'm glad that the game's awesome. I know that it's awesome. Good job, Daryl Andrews. Insert Jonathan Gilmour joke
Jonathan
here.
Gilmour.
I know. I was trying to not do it too bad. Who was it? I was hanging out with him, like joking around about that, and he was like, yeah, we should just call me Jonathan Gilmour all the time. And like, I guess he was like with one of his like managers or people he works with, and she was like, no, we're not gonna do that. That's not good for publicity. And he's like, no, it's hilarious. So
yeah,
sorry, Rob.
It's all right. It's cool.
But yeah, Daryl Andrews is awesome.
Number 3.
Number 3.
My number 3 is a game that I actually played not too long ago, but it's a game that I already own, and I'm very excited now that I own it after having played it, and that is Western Legends. Western Legends, I think, is a lot of game in a box, but it's not a big box, if that makes sense, but there's a lot into it. It is where you are cowboys, and you can either be a good cowboy or a bad cowboy, and you have to go around, you have to get points. It is Xia meets the Wild Wild West. The only difference between, well, not the only, but one of the differences between this and Xia is the board is already laid out for you, so you're not discovering new places. But I really enjoyed the gameplay. Again, we were taught how to play, and within 15, 20 minutes, we had all the rules down, and we're going at it, and I had a really good time. I liked the options of the good and the bad guys and the other things like that. And I don't think MSRP is that bad on the game. And so I think with the replayability and the different characters that you get to play with, I just think it's a fantastic game. And it's a game where you could introduce to maybe a newer-ish gamer and somebody who's a veteran player. I wouldn't necessarily go like, here's your intro into gaming. The game is easy enough to learn, and if that somebody is just a gamer already where they maybe do computer games or card games or something, they may be able to pick it up. But still, super simple, super fun. Really enjoyed it. Good quality stuff, and that is Western Legends.
Nice. My number 3 is a game that Rob already mentioned, and that is Thanos Rising. If you have
Are you copying my notes?
I am copying your notes. I wrote this down separately. But yeah, Thanos Rising is a great game just because if they're a fan of like that Marvel IP or that Marvel universe, and it fits like the cinematic universe, if they really like the Infinity Wars movies, definitely check out Thanos Rising because it's just a good cooperative dice chucker / dice like manipulation game where you're trying to roll dice the correct way to take out bad guys and recruit heroes. And we already talked about it, so awesome game. Matt.
Yeah, my number 3, Downforce. There's never not a good time to play Downforce. Downforce.
I did great in Downforce the other day.
Literally
made me
everybody.
happy.
It's so good.
I'm bringing it to the cabin. I need you to reteach me how to play. I haven't played that game in over a year, and it makes me mad every time I hear you talk about it because it sounds
Really?
so much fun.
It's not that hard to. The rules are super simple.
Yeah.
Matt, do you want to just bring
Sure.
your copy because you have the expansion,
Yeah.
don't you?
I'd
I
love
can
to
do that.
see. I'd rather, if I play it, I want to play with the new map.
Yeah.
So Matt, go ahead and bring yours then.
Yeah.
But man, I want to get that game back to the table.
Yeah. Whenever Cabin Con gets a little closer, we'll have to just set up text message and then list games.
2 weeks from Saturday, or actually,
man.
it's 2 weeks from Friday because you're coming up Friday, aren't you?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
You know, Brandon, is it Brandon, your buddy in Virginia?
Dustin.
Dustin, something was right. Anyway, he took off work. Like he's coming Friday now too.
Sweet.
Yeah.
We're gonna have like five or six guys on Friday.
Sweet. Well, it looks like I'm going to be working mornings, so I'll probably come a little bit earlier than I would have, which is going to be great.
Hey.
All right. So, man, sorry to interrupt you. Downforce, great game. Good number 3.
That's it. That's it.
Number
Downforce.
2.
So,
Number 2. My number 2 for a gift game, I think it's that all-around family good game of the year, especially if you are a gamer and you don't want to be bored by your kids' games, and that is Stuffed Fables. Stuffed Fables by Jerry Hawthorne and Plaid Hat Games. Fantastic adventure game where it's actually a lot of good game in there, so mom and dad are not bored. And also go ahead and buy it because they may make a movie out of it since they're making a movie out of Mice and Mystics. Which, good for you, Jerry. That's freaking awesome.
Jerry's
My number
awesome.
2, Stuffed Fables.
My number 2 is probably actually like one of my most played games this year, which is kind of crazy. I love this game, and this is one of the games that I bring with me like every time I go to a con, and I just find reasons to teach people how to play this game. And this is Gizmos. This is a super quick like marble
my
game.
short list.
Yeah. It's a game where you're building these little engines with all these little gizmos, and like you're getting the different energy to be able to build more things, to be able to gain more actions to make your stuff more efficient. Where you're like, okay, I built a black gizmo, so I get to grab a red marble from here, and because I grabbed red, I get a random one. And it's just like you're just trying to do all these combos to be able to get extra actions and like min-max like how much stuff you can do on your turn. And it's super quick playing. I love these point games where it's like a family weight Euro, but it's like really quick, you know. So Gizmos is definitely a hit for me, at least, and I like to teach it to people, and it's fun to play. So hey, I bet whoever you gift it to would love it as well. That's Gizmos, my number 2. Matt.
my number 2 is Century Spice Road.
Yeah.
Specifically Spice Road, not Crystal Golem, because it's a good game that you can pop in there and be like, hey man, I'll
Is it
teach
because
you
your number 1 is Crystal Golem?
Yeah, the reason I say that is because with Spice Road, since Eastern Wonders is out, if the person likes the game and then wants more game, you can sort of turn them on to Eastern Wonders, and then they could get that and play that, and then combine the two, and then the game sort of grows. So they're not necessarily going to wear themselves out on it.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's something that is a bit expandable. Now, if they add an expansion to Crystal Golem, absolutely that one.
Emerson, don't let us down.
Oh man.
Text him right now. Hey, what's the status? Just kidding.
Sweet. Number 1.
The game you should give away.
My game, I think everybody should get this year. I think it's a lot of fun. It's super simple, and it is, I want to say, the best stocking stuffer you can get this year is The Mind. Really enjoyed The Mind. I probably played The Mind 50 times now, 37 of those with Matt, Courtney, and Kent. And I played with my wife a bunch, but The Mind is a simple game where you don't say anything, and you try to guess what cards to put down without going over your team's cards. My wife and I played. In our very first game, we got to like level 9, and that's when I knew she was my soulmate. Actually, I knew before then, but still, we got to level 9. And if you've played The Mind, getting to level 9 on your first try is super hard. It is not something that you just do, soulmate or not. But anyway, it's a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. It was one of those games where I'm not saying it's the best game of the year, and I will probably do that list later on this year. I'm just saying as like a gift, it was really hot, really popular, size-wise and everything. The Mind is the #1 gift game. So if you get the Mind this year and somebody else says that they gave it to you, really know it was really from me.
Nice. Yeah, I saw the Mind and I'm like, man, I wish I had actually played that so that way I could recommend it, just because I knew that it would make a good holiday gift, you know?
Yep.
So, awesome. For me, my #1, this is where I cheat. I have 2 different Plaid Hat games, but my reason is because, hey, Stuffed Fables is really good if you are a parent with kids. I feel like Stuffed Fables is a great game, especially for Christmas time. Like if you're going to give it to a family with kids, or you are a parent and you want to give it to your kids, like it would be a great thing to play through. If you don't have kids, I don't think I would recommend Stuffed Fables at all, just because it's really cutesy and it's really about growing as a child and things like that. So in that case, I would definitely recommend. Right. And I mean, there's exceptions to that. I'm sure there's a lot of people that would still like it. But, you know, if you're not down with the whole bedwetting theme, you could play Samurai Starships, which is another game from Plaid Hat Games, which is amazing. I love Samurai Starships. Rob actually taught me how to play this game. And
it's a fantastic game.
And I really enjoy it. And I feel like if you want one of those like gamer, like nerdy, like awesome, like space games, like Samurai Starships is awesome. And I feel like it's one that like I don't hear enough buzz about, but it is a great game. Just the way that everything works and all the take that and jumping on each other and trying to figure out how to influence these different like houses and awesome mech miniatures. I love it. Samurai Starships.
I could have put like 2 or 3 Plaid Hat games on my list, but I was trying to break it up.
I figured out a way to squeeze 2 in.
Really great year for them.
Yeah.
So, but anyway.
What about you, Matt? What do you think?
Sorry, my brain went somewhere else. I was trying to figure out if the new Crossroads game had already come out, or if that's next year.
That is next year.
I just remember they announced it.
Yeah, it's in fact they just had a post on it like on Instagram or something like that where they were doing like a game trailer. It may come out by Christmas or something, but it's not out yet.
Okay. Random aside, my #1 is Rhino Hero because it's Rhino Hero.
Exactly.
I mean, just don't buy a Starbucks drink and then buy Rhino Hero and then just toss it at random people.
Exactly. Yeah, me and Rob we were trying to do the whole just only 2018, and we don't understand why Haba hasn't come out with another Rhino Hero. They're supposed to come out with a Rhino Hero every single year so that we can put it on our list. But we had to have Matt do the old school stuff so we could still say it.
It's just so good.
Y'all were like, we're doing new games. I'm like, I don't think I can name any new games. I don't. Oh, boy.
Yeah. Sweet.
Anyway, to the wish list. What do you want for being a good boy or girl this Christmas?
I guess we can still do the same order. Hey, Rob, what's your #5 of games that you would love to receive?
Strictly based off of the hype that everybody has been giving it. My #5 is The Reckoners. I've heard great things.
Hey, I want to chime in. My #5 is also The Reckoners.
Oh, okay, that's awesome. But I've heard great things about the game, and it's one of those things where I just I want to give it a shot. I want to play this game. I want to see what's going on with it. So yeah.
I really like the fact that like the production of this game is crazy with all these like molded like things that hold the different cubes and stuff like that, and the whole theme is super interesting. Like there are super powered people in this world, but they're all evil. But they all have like a specific weakness, and you play these different characters that are trying to figure out the weakness of those guys. And it's a cooperative game where you work together. I haven't had a chance to play it, but I've heard so much amazing stuff about it that I'd love for a chance to actually make it happen.
Yep.
So,
and people that I like trust their opinions on, like Tom really likes it. Mark Street has really enjoyed the game.
Yeah.
Sam has liked the game. Some other personalities out there. It looks cool, and I like the idea that it's a game based off of a book.
Yeah, yeah.
And maybe that's just the writer in me and stuff like that. But I love that fact that like, okay, like this is something that somebody wrote as a book and somebody turned it into a board game, and the people that have played the board game have really enjoyed that. And to me, that's just cool.
Awesome.
It is awesome.
Matt, what's your number 5?
Scythe: The Rise of Fenris.
Nice.
You want the expansion?
Yeah, I mean, because it's
It's
also
a
a
legacy
legacy
expansion.
Really digging on legacy games. I don't know. Just I like the to explore the design elements in the game. Like it's fun to play games. Don't get me wrong, but it's like it's also for me very gratifying to play a game and go, "Ooh, this was really well put together."
Yeah, yeah.
Like when you sit back and go, "Wow, this is an experience that is really nice," and I feel like, especially based on how Charter Zone's going, Rise of Fenris is probably going to be pretty good.
Yeah,
So that's
yeah.
something I definitely want to give a try. Also because I have my copy of Scythe and I've never played the game, so
That's rough.
I've never played my copy. That is, excuse me. Yeah. Anywho,
I hear it's good.
yeah.
Rob, your number 4.
My number 4. My number 4 is a game that I just think is absolutely gorgeous and probably the prettiest game to come out this year.
Ethnos.
Not Ethnos.
It didn't come out this year, also.
Definitely not Ethnos. And what I mean by pretty, I'm not talking about miniatures. I'm talking about just the artwork itself, and that is Brass. Either Brass or Brass Birmingham, or Birmingham, or whichever one it is. But that's a Kickstarter which I painfully regret not backing. Now it looks super Euro. It probably is a super Euro cube pusher, but it's so gorgeous to me. I love that industrial age coal ash looking style. Not that I think that artwork is just like generally beautiful, but for some reason that game just looks so beautiful to me. It looks like that game is working hard. It looks like it's a brick factory and they're making bricks and they're just working really hard. And to me, I want to buy it and just smell it. I know that sounds dumb, but Brass just looks really good. And it's not that I love cube pushers. I mean, you guys know I really don't. But I like Terraforming Mars. I think it's a fun game. And Terraforming Mars is sort of a cube pusher. You're getting stuff. You're putting your cubes where you want to put them. And so, as I'm trying to diversify my collection, Brass is definitely one of those that I want to throw into there. So, my number 4.
Nice. My number 4 is a reimplementation of a other game from Fantasy Flight. This is like the reimplementation of like Warhammer Quest, their card game. This is Heroes of Terranoth. This is a game that just came out. It's like a cooperative card game where you're working together doing dungeon crawl and like hero type stuff. I like games in the Terranoth universe, and I've heard this game is great, especially since it's based off the other game. But you're all going to be playing different fantasy characters, doing different fantasy quests and missions and things like that. So Heroes of Terranoth looks pretty cool. And for some reason, like, I'm the only person that like actually enjoys the Terranoth universe. Like, I'm also the only person that like continues to mess around with Rune Wars stuff. So I'm just a sucker for that sort of thing.
Well, there's a couple people that are still playing Rune Wars.
Just a couple. I know you didn't hear they quit.
Not as big as it once was.
They quit last week, Rob. No, I'm just kidding. I actually went to Atomic Empire. I was like, "Hey, how's it going?" He's like, "Rune Wars is dead." Like, that's basically what somebody told me. I'm like, "Okay." And this is like a guy
tournaments and stuff anymore.
They're not really going to their tournaments anymore. And this is a guy that has a Rune Wars podcast. I'm like, that stinks, man. I'm sorry I can't drop out here. So
I told you it was gonna die.
I'm just waiting. Like, I probably will pick up some of the models when they go on clearance just because I really like that game. It's like, oh, when some of those really cool looking heroes go on clearance, I'll be like, I'll take a couple more of those. But yeah. Hey, but we're not talking about Rune Wars. We're talking about Heroes of Terranoth. Don't buy into Rune Wars because it's dead apparently. So, but Heroes of Terranoth looks pretty cool. So yeah, that's my number 4.
Boom.
Yeah. My number 4 is Between Two Cities.
Oh yeah, it's a cool game.
It seems like a game that I would.
The new one, like the Castles of Mad King Ludwig Between Two Cities,
or the original,
or which one?
I want the OG one first.
There you
because
go.
I recently acquired Castles of Mad King Ludwig, and I've been looking. I need to figure out how to play it, but that's really interesting. And then I wanted to play Between Two Cities because if I can see, I don't know how Between Two Cities plays, since I think I'll like it, I'll probably pick up Between Two Castles.
Cabin Con is the time to play games we normally want to play because we're gonna have Euro people there.
Dustin knows how to play and knows how to
area control.
teach Between Two Cities, so he has it and knows how to teach it. I can text
If
him,
anything,
be like,
I
"Hey,
should just
bring it."
stop being lazy and just see if there's a watch it played or read the rule book. But
Yeah,
boy,
reading the
it's
rule
fun.
book. That's
It's really
so
fun to just sort of be
1997.
there and stare at the television. That's really where it's at.
Come on, Rodney. You should have watch it plays for all the games. What are you doing? Going to cons and
He's
stuff?
so
What are you
good at
doing?
explaining it. Man, I was trying to explain Charterstone. Ryan was on his phone. I was just like, man, I'm not gonna get through this without blowing my lid. So let's go watch it play.
Did you guys like go in the living room and sit down and watch it?
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's literally awesome. Because
How
normally
do you
I've had
guys
people
play
like
in
bring
the
it up on a
dining
phone nearby.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm playing in my dining room. So I was like sitting there and I was just like, man, I'm getting a little frustrated. And I was like, hey, there's a watch it played for it. So I just threw it from my phone to my TV and then I just got up and went and sat on my couch.
and they followed you.
Yeah, and then Hector came, and then AJ and Ryan went and sat in chairs, and we're just sending each other memes. And I was just like, "It's okay. I'll explain it to them in a minute once I understand how to do it without having to try and explain to them while they're memeing real hard."
Brian's
Hey
a funny
man,
guy.
that was my life for like a long time.
I know, but you're way more patient than I
I
am.
was saying, Matt, you decided to take it over, and that was your own folly.
It wasn't my intention. That's for sure. It was just sort of like, hey
Nice.
man, you got this game. Yeah, I guess. Okay. Hey man, you want to play games? That's Wednesday at 8:30. What are you talking about? I gotta go to work.
Did you ever get your heat thing fixed?
Yeah.
We'll just leave it at that. That was one of those like, uh-huh.
That's okay. I went into the house and started pulling stuff apart and then changed out a fuse. And then it was just like, hey, it doesn't work still. So I ended up calling somebody. But he only charged me $100 to like replace a part and then install a new thermostat. And I was like,
That's not too
Bro,
bad.
that's a deal.
shing!
Good for you, man. That's awesome. Congratulations.
Thanks, man.
What was your number 4?
My number 4
Between Two Cities.
Between Two Cities. Sorry.
Now you good?
Rob, number 3.
My number 3 is another Kickstarter that I wish I had backed, and that is Fireball Island.
Yeah.
Fireball Island just looks really cool. Because of Downforce and other games like that, it seems like this company, they are Restoration Games. They are killing it this year with what they're bringing back and stuff like that. And so Fireball Island, it's got a lot of hype. Everybody that's played it has really enjoyed it. And I just love the whole story about the guy when they were doing the Kickstarter, literally drove across the country with the chance to play that one prototype copy. I think that's so cool. I love the dedication of the company, and it just looks really great. So if you want to buy me a game, my number 3 choice is Fireball Island.
Nice. My number 3 is 5 Minute Marvel. I really enjoyed
Really?
5 Minute Dungeon. I want 5 Minute Marvel.
It's the same game.
I know, but I don't care. I love it. I'm sure
I just
there's-
removed it from my Amazon wish list thing. I was like,
you didn't want it? I want that game. That
Well,
game looks
I have
cool.
The curses. I have the curses coming out. And I'm like, I don't want to buy the same thing over again with literally just new characters. But they're not even new, but they are new. It's the same thing.
And they are new. That all the powers are different, and the things are different. I mean, it's different
Yeah, but
icons.
they more or less serve the same purpose. Like,
Now
they
I
may
want it.
not be
I want to
a
fight
wizard.
Thanos. I want to fight all the different stuff. It means something to
So
me.
get Thanos Rising. Thanos Rising.
I have Thanos Rising. I want more Marvel in my life. And I've come to the point where I need to play more of my Marvel Legendary before I can justify buying more of it. So so I got to go buy more Marvel stuff in a different game system. But yeah.
So that's your fix.
Turned into that game for me where it's just like, man, I really feel that compulsion where I need to buy something because clicking the buy button makes me feel really good inside, and then I forget about it as soon as it arrives.
Yeah.
I'm still putting it on my want list. So So
I'll just keep picking up random Marvel Legendary packs, and I'm like, oh yeah, Ant-Man, why not? Let's go.
I'm only behind a couple of them, but I just need to finish up and get all of them. I mean, that's still on my Christmas list. I'm just not putting it in my top 5.
I wish Villains wasn't just like hard to find.
Ah.
Villains. Speaking of villains, my short list for once was Villainess.
Oh, nice.
Man,
Disney game. That looks really good, man. And the people that have played it have enjoyed it.
I'm just glad that game has Prince John in it.
Yeah.
Because I don't feel like Robin Hood really gets enough credit for being a superb Disney movie.
Now,
whatever.
Prince
Robin Hood.
John, the animal.
Robin Hood's the best.
The lion.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, because we watch that movie all the time.
Me too.
My daughter loves singing the songs, especially like when they're marching and they have like the alligators and the elephants and stuff, and they're all singing and marching. Now that I mention it, I can't remember the song, but anyway, yeah.
Every time I make a Kenku character in D&D, I always think of Robin Hood dressed in that stupid
Oh yeah.
store outfit,
and I'm just like, this is what I want to play.
Yes.
Just this dude in a goofy outfit with a huge beak.
Huge beak. Man, I'm gonna have to get that game. Anyway, that was.
Yeah.
Sorry, you said something that the Villainous. That was my number 6.
What's your number? Oh wait, we haven't done my number 3. Never mind. Haha, JK. My number 3 is a Kickstarter that I'm sad I missed out on because I didn't know about it until after it was over. But it's Dino Genix.
What is this?
It was a game that somebody in our chat recommended to me after
Yes, I remember that.
had mentioned that I was sort of meh on Dinosaur Island. I love the bright colors. I love the art direction. I didn't really care for the game. And after explaining sort of my complaints with it, somebody in chat was like, hey man, you might like this because it seems more of what you're looking for in a game. And I looked it up and I was like, oh man, this does look way more what I was thinking about. And then went to late pledge and they went, hey man, we're not taking any more late pledges. And I went, oh no. So just following along with development, hoping it goes to retail at some point.
Either that or get 1 second hand.
Yeah. But still waiting on everything to come out and fall and see how the chips land, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, that's my number 3.
Sweet. Rob, what's your number 2?
So, here's my problem with number 2. I pre-ordered it already.
So much in your list, it's now on your actual list.
Well, yeah, it'll.
You're literally like, this is gonna be on my Christmas list. Wait, I'm not putting it in the fate of other people's hands. I'm gonna bring it into my own hands. Merry Christmas, Rob. Click.
I was on Cool Stuff, and because I got this email, because I was watching Game of Thrones, the expansion, Mother of Dragons.
Yeah.
And I got this alert that you can now pre-order the new deluxe game mat with them. And so I was at the game mat, and I had the game, and I was at $60-something. And I was like, man, I know it won't cost me $40 for shipping, but let me just order something else to make it a cool 100.
Exactly.
And so I can get my free shipping. So it hasn't come in yet because I'm waiting on my 2 pre-orders. But this game is in stock, but it hasn't come in yet. And I also ordered, because after I ordered this game, I was at $98. So then I ordered the Fire Clan from Crystal Clans.
Nice.
So I was at $106 when it was all said and done. But I have free shipping now, so that's a win.
That's what you gotta have.
And that's what I'm telling my wife when it comes in. Hey, I got free shipping.
I found out that Definitively Cool Stuff has a $5 flat rate shipping everywhere, at least in the U.S. So I had the same issue the other day because Starship Samurai was on sale for $35, and I was like, "Ooh,
that's a deal."
I was like, I really want to pick this up, and
they're working on an expansion for that too.
Yeah,
I'm
and I was
stoked.
just, oh yeah, and then I was like, man, I want to pick up one of the other games that was on my wish list, and so I added that in. But then I was like, oh man, I'm only at 80. I'm like, I still didn't buy it, but I debated for 2 to 3 days where I was just
right, just if I had one more game,
I can get Ice Cool 2, and that'll push me into
Yes.
the free.
Dude, I want to play Giant Ice Cool at the cabin. That would be awesome. With both
I'm trying
boards.
to sell my Ice Cool copy.
Yeah.
Dude, you got to get Ice Cool 2, Matt, so we can have Giant Ice Cool.
I'll definitely look at it now.
we will definitely be texting. What I'm afraid is going to happen, which is not.
We're going to have like a million games, and we're not going to be able to play half of them.
Games at the cabin. We're only going to play like 7. We're still going to have a blast. Anyway, my number 2 is Axis and Allies and Zombies. Axis and Allies and Zombies. I love the Axis and Allies game, and now that the fact that they added zombies into it, why would you add zombies to that great historical war game? Because you can. And I absolutely love that they did that. I think it's a great game, and this might be the way that I get you, Roy, to play and other non-historical gamers to play.
I'd actually said I'm actually kind of interested in playing that because I've heard great things about Axis and Allies as far as like, oh, you get to spend resources on your different parts and pieces and things like that. I'm like, might be cool.
So anyway, it's I'm very excited for it. I want it, and so I bought it. It's just coming in when the Game Mat and Game of Thrones 2nd edition come in, which hopefully all that stuff like miraculously comes out by this weekend, and so mine will ship before.
Dude, last time I saw it, it said Mother of Dragons was at the printer.
Yeah.
I'm not sure where it is currently, but that's real far away.
Well, the good thing is FFG, don't they have their own printers?
No, I mean they get them printed in China for the big things. I mean they have stuff for print and play stuff, but that's definitely going to be printed in China.
Anyway, thank you for the great news. That's my number 2. Axis and Allies.
Hey, I'm just trying to be real with you, Rob.
Oh yeah, let me be real on this podcast, Rob. Real.
Okay, my number 2 is a game we actually had one of the game designers on the podcast, and it is Fallout Wasteland Warfare. This game looks super cool. It's like actually a miniatures game, but it's got a lot of story injected into it where you're building your own settlement and things like that. But it's just a really cool game. I just want the base set. It'd be cool to like mess around with the different stuff. Like a classical miniatures game where you're have little characters and you're fighting each other out and duking things out, but it's really cool that there's like an AI system where you can actually play this cooperatively against the super mutants or play it as like a solo game against like the AI. So it just seems kind of interesting to have a solo mode in a miniatures game. And of course it's like got these really cool looking Fallout miniatures which look exciting to me. So, and I really enjoy Fallout, so I'm like, yeah, this would be really cool to have. So that's why it's my number 2 on my wish list.
I remember you being really stoked for that.
Yeah.
But I've heard the new Fallout 76 is kind of bombing right now.
Well, I mean, you know, what do you expect?
It's not story mode enough.
Let's take an RPG and turn it into every other game that's come out in the past couple of years, and then remove everything.
And I heard people on the servers set off 3 nukes at one time and crashed the servers.
Nice.
Now, see, that's fun. That's about the funnest thing.
I'm pretty sure when you set off 3 nukes at one time, you get to open the box and release the mutants, right?
They went to this missile silo place, and
Rob, please tell me you got that.
You get to open the box and let the mutants out?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know, I got it.
Okay,
Risk Legacy.
okay,
Hashtag spoiler.
Hashtag real big spoiler.
Which that's not a spoiler. If you haven't played that game by now. Anyway, sorry. What was your number 2, Matt?
Oh,
we get sidetracked so easily.
Oh, my number 2, Starship Samurai. Just mentioned
Yes.
Well, you played it before, though, right?
I have played it, but I do want it.
When does the expansion come out?
I don't know.
They added like new samurai. I think it's like got a green box or something like that.
New, like 2 new samurai or something like that, and like cards or something. Look cool.
I remember when Isaac was telling me about that game like 3 years ago.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He was like, "Bro, I got this game I'm working on. It's really cool. It's like Gundam Wings meets like Risk meets
Dude,
other
he
stuff.
said he worked on it and threw things away and worked on it and threw things away and like he like did a ton of work on making it perfect. So
man, I love how big that game feels for the amount of like.
It's really not like space wise.
Very small.
Physical presence, it's like Bunny Kingdom.
But I've heard you talk about it, and I think it would be.
It is just what you just said. It feels like a lot of games in a very small space.
Yeah.
How is this your wish list to be? You're just like, I wish for it so much because I'm just buying it.
Well, this one I had backed on Kickstarter, and I'm just like, when I was going through my list, I was looking at games, I was like, I don't know what other thing that should be coming in this year made my list, so I just did straight like new games for my want stuff. But my number one, you guys have heard me talk about it multiple times, is give you $1 if you can guess it.
Joan of Arc.
Nope.
Oh.
It is Monster Slaughter.
Oh,
It is
gotcha.
Monster Slaughter.
My second guess is going to be Village Attacks.
Hey, the Dice Tower is just playing that live.
Village Attacks is already in. I got it. It's a lot of fun, actually.
Okay.
But
Monster Slaughter is the one where you
Slaughter,
play in
it
the
is
box.
Yes, it is the ice cool without hurting your fingers. Where you use the box as your board, where you are the monsters and you're trying to get points by eating college-age students and irresponsible parents and bad police officers as they try to come stop you as the monster, whether you're the vampires or mummies or zombies or serial killers or Freddy or Jason, all that stuff. Looks super cool. Looks like a lot of fun. I love the fact that they kept it a comic book form.
Yeah.
It's cartoony, and it's cartoony on purpose, and I love it. And the miniatures look absolutely great. It reminds me of like a 90s version of the Ghostbusters cartoon, where it's just fun and it's out there, and it's just I'm really excited to play this game. Hopefully it'll be here before Cabin Con. If it's not, I know it should be here before I go to Arkansas, and I'll definitely be bringing it with me to play with who shall not be named, who will also be at Cabin Con.
Yeah.
I'm really excited for it. He's driving all the way over here just to play games, and then driving back, and then I'm going to see him the next week.
Nice.
So anyway, I'm really excited for that. But my number one, Monster Slaughter.
My number one is a game that we played just the other day, and I really would love to have a copy of this game because it's super cool, and that is Western Legends.
Wasn't it fun?
It was fun. I would really like to play it more, so it'd be really cool to have a copy of it, and I feel like it's a thing I can play with a lot of different people, so that's why I would love my own copy. So it's like these games that are like big games that you can really only play with your game group. It's kind of like, okay, I mean, it's cool that Rob has a copy. I'll play his copy because if we're going to play, we're going to play with the game group. But one of these
That's
games
how I feel about TI4.
that you can play with whoever and like maybe get anybody into it, it's like, man, I want my own copy so I can show all sorts of people this game. So Western Legends is a game that I'd love to play. I definitely feel like I need to get the expansions because I really want to try out different items and different characters and things like that.
Next time we play, and I am bringing it.
Throw everything in.
We're throwing everything in.
Yeah.
Because I think it also adds 5 and 6 players, or at least a 5-player. 5th-player expansion.
Yeah.
So we'll get it in.
So I would love to play that one at Cabin Con too. We're just gonna play all the games at Cabin Con. So
Yeah.
Bro, if you work that day, come up, man. We're gonna have fun, man. We're gonna have a good time. But now we're gonna be there. I'm pretty much gonna be there Friday afternoon on all day Saturday, and then I'm not leaving till Sunday morning. It depends on when Adam flies out, but
nice.
all day. Most of the day Friday, all day Saturday. Man, it's gonna be, I can't tell you how excited I am. How much I need this.
All right, Matt, what's your numero uno?
My number
That
one.
you want.
Yeah, the number one game I want, Betrayal Legacy.
Sweet.
Okay, that made the top 10, but I was like, you know what? Here's my one issue with Legacy games right now.
Okay, go for it.
You have to play with the same people.
Yeah.
I love that what we did with Werewolf Legacy, how we basically knocked it out in a day.
Yeah, man.
Because trying to get everybody back together. When's the last time all three of us have played a game together?
Werewolf.
Dice Tower? Oh, Werewolf, yeah.
Outside of Werewolf Legacy. Because Betrayal Legacy is not as big as Werewolf Legacy.
Yeah.
Betrayal Legacy is what, 5 players?
Oh, yeah. Sorry, player count.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about game. I was like,
No. Game-wise, it's huge. It's a lot of game. But see, we were able to knock out Werewolf Legendary games, some games in under 15 minutes. You can't do that in Betrayal Legacy, from my understanding.
Yeah.
No, probably not. I don't know.
It's
I just think
gonna be full
it
games.
has the option for me of being the game that Mansions of Madness is for you guys.
Yeah.
Like, it's a game that I love and adore, even though it's super quirky and kind of weird and a little clunky and kind of dumb sometimes. But it's like, I don't know, if they clean up the rules and tune it up and make it look good and shiny and put that legacy component on it, if it tells a really good, compelling story, like, that's just really cool.
Yeah.
And it's like,
Game shall not be named wanted to play it at Cabin Con.
Just that would be all we did, just Cabin Con, just that.
That was the
whole
other
thing.
game that it was in the cart with Starship Samurai. I was just like, yeah. But that was like, I'm playing Charterstone. I was like, I don't want to buy another Legacy game and be like, guys, all right, so here we go. We got to finish Pandemic Legacy Season 2. Then there's Charterstone we got to get through. Then there's Betrayal Legacy. I also want to get the Scythe.
Legacy, Matt, let me know. I do want to get in on that game. Like, it really was my top 10. That was one that I debated, and the whole reason I did not put it in my top 5 was just because trying to get everybody, unless you try to knock it all out on a weekend. In a game like that, I don't know if I want to knock out on one weekend.
Yeah, for sure.
No.
I don't know if I'll appreciate it as much. Werewolf Legacy, it worked great for our circumstance, but Betrayal, like,
I bet that would be a long weekend.
well, that, and it's something I really want to enjoy. Like, I imagine the story and the depth and how it passes on. So
Yeah.
let me know if you do get it and you guys play it, or if somebody buys it for you because it's on your want list. I would love to try to get in that group with you guys.
Yeah, man. I will.
If you'll have me.
Definitely. Absolutely.
Sweet. Awesome, guys. Well,
Yeah.
yeah, so those are our lists, top 5 to give away and top 5 wanted. I hope everybody has a good time, like, thinking of awesome games to get for specific people. There's a lot of stuff that's, like, very specific you could get with people, you know. It's like, oh, this person likes this sort of thing, so I'm going to get them this game. So just do your research on people and, like, try to figure out which games would work really good with them. So, sweet.
And this week being Thanksgiving, listen, we are crazy thankful for all of you guys. We cannot say it enough. You guys are amazing. We really do care about you guys and love you guys and just appreciate you more than you know. You are the reason why we keep doing this. And so thank you from the EGN crew, from all of us. We love you guys. And just have an awesome Thanksgiving. Be thankful for what you have. Even if you don't have that newest game, just be thankful that you have the opportunity, that your life is better than ours because you listen to our show and you realize how terrible and dumb and weird we are. Just be thankful you're not Matt, Roy, or Rob. That's enough to be, like, super thankful.
That's something I can get behind.
Matt's like, Matt approves this message. Oh my goodness. Awesome, guys. Yeah, everybody's super awesome, and it's really cool to be able to hang out with you guys each week. Even the guys out there that just listen, just hit us up sometime. Just be like, hey, you guys are cool. Or, hey, I really like Rob. He says crazy stuff.
He does say some crazy stuff.
But yeah, thanks everybody for tuning in. We stream these Tuesday night at 9 p.m. at youtube.com/Epic Gaming Night. We want to say thank you so much to all of our amazing patrons for letting us do this podcast, paying all the bills for everything. So you guys are great. If you want to check us out and help support Epic Gaming Night, make sure to check out patreon.com/Epic Gaming Night. Also make sure to check us out on Twitter and Instagram at Epic Gaming Night, at Shades of the Mind, and at Riding Newman, because, you know, gotta help critique Rob's graphic design on his authorship graphics there.
Well, I'm just trying to, like, work on, like, my signature at the bottom of, like, my emails and things like that.
You
like,
could be a part of history.
It is, man. It's exciting. My book's coming out early next year, and message me privately if you want to know about it.
Awesome. And make sure to hit me up at PAX Unplugged. Make sure to say hi, and we can take a picture, and I'll send it to Rob and Matt and be like, hey, so-and-so said they miss you and they wish you were here. But yeah.
I wish I was there. There's a really good whiskey bar in Philadelphia.
Matt just wants to go to get crunk.
I mean, you know, when in Rome.
Awesome, guys. Well, thanks so much, everybody that joined us in chat. You are all the best.
Yeah.
Yeah, bye.
Bye.
Peace.